Tyler Fulghum, our guest here, ESPN Bet. You can find him on Twitter at Tyler_Fulghum. He's joining us now. Super Bowl is on Sunday, and he's got all of the numbers. So you start diving into props. What is your favorite prop right now? There's some popular props. I believe Kelsey scoring a touchdown is even money. I was kind of surprised by that. Seems like kind of a no-brainer bet to take because if anybody's going to score on the Chiefs, he seems like the guy that's going to do it, even if they don't score that many points. What's the prop you like the most so far?
Yeah, it's actually one of the according to ESPN Bet, the Kelsey on the no touchdown is one of the sharpest bets that ESPN Bet is getting. So obviously they know accounts, they know who's making these bets, and a lot of the sharp bettors, the respected bettors, the winners, are actually thinking the great value is a Kelsey not to score a touchdown, and that makes sense because so much of the public is going to say, of course Kelsey's going to score a touchdown. I'm like, I doesn't score touchdowns. It's Taylor Swift is at the game. He's going to play awesome. He's got Patrick Mahomes. So one of my favorite bets is actually Brock Purdy under 1.5 passing touchdowns. You can get that at ESPN Bet at plus 105. Purdy is obviously new to the Super Bowl. I think he's going to have some first quarter, first half jitters. And although he's got great weapons to throw to, like Kittle, like Ayuk, like Deebo Samuel, the Chiefs' pass defense has been incredible this year, guys. They've played 20 games, and only 4 quarterbacks have thrown 2 or more touchdowns in a game against them. 4 out of 20. And they've played Josh Allen a couple times, Lamar Jackson. They played some really great quarterbacks. Of course, Justin Herbert, they see. So Brock Purdy under 1.5 passing touchdowns plus 105 is one of my favorite bets in the prop market.
Why do you like the Chiefs in this game?
Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, the great defense. Those are 3 things that I think can neutralize the strengths of the San Francisco 49ers. I think Brock Purdy is going to, at least in the first quarter, first few drives, first few series, he's going to struggle compared to Patrick Mahomes, who's been there before, who's done that, who's played in the stadium, multiple times as a member of the AFC West. He goes to Allegiant Stadium all the time. He's comfortable with that environment. He's obviously comfortable with the Super Bowl environment. So I think the Chiefs build a lead early because of the difference between Mahomes and Purdy and their experience. And then I think in the second half, the Chiefs lean on their defense, which has been phenomenal all season long, and holding off any attempt to come back by an objectively explosive 49ers offense.
Tyler Fulghum, our guest here, ESPN Bet. They get ready for a big game against Kansas City and San Francisco on Sunday. Do you dive into the weird props like the passing yards and touchdowns and reception yards? Do you dive into Gatorade color, coin toss, national anthem over-unders, Taylor Swift being proposed to? How many times Taylor Swift is referenced on the TV? Do you get into the kind of the wackier, weird, fun prop bets that really football has nothing to do with?
Yeah, I don't bet them, but certainly love to talk about them on our show, ESPN Bet Live, because I know there's a lot of viewers out there who that's what they want to bet on. They don't care how many times Brock Purdy drops back to pass or how many yards Patrick Mahomes has. They want to know the color of the Gatorade. They want to know how long the national anthem is. They want to know heads or tails for the coin toss. They want to know what color jacket Taylor Swift comes to the game in and how many times she's referenced on the CBS broadcast. So that's definitely something I like talking about, not something I particularly am going to bet, but certainly it's definitely fun to discuss.
Let's talk MVP. Is this as simple as it was when I asked you why Chiefs and you're like Mahomes, Reid, great defense. And Tyler, as many numbers as people look at, I think that's what it basically boils down. You could show me EPA rate and you can show me red zone conversion rate. Mm-hmm. Nobody really cares. It just seems like you're either taking the Niners because you're a fan of the Niners or you want to go against the public, even though they're the favorite. They're like a favorite underdog, which is a weird position to be in.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like everybody else is just, yeah.
I'm going to say for the MVP, I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's a great way to bet on who wins the game. Like, for instance, I think the Chiefs are going to win the game. So rather than just taking the Chiefs on the money line, I'm going to make my Chiefs pick be Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP at plus 130 because my handicap here is what are the chances that the Chiefs win the game and it's not Patrick Mahomes that's deemed as the biggest reason why. I think and that's 30 extra cents per dollar that you get back in return if you just bet Mahomes to win the MVP as opposed to the Chiefs winning the game. Now, again, you're assuming a little bit of risk because Travis Kelce could win the MVP. Maybe a defensive player, who knows? But I think in 95% of the outcomes where the Chiefs win the game, it's because Patrick Mahomes was Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to, instead of just taking the Chiefs plus 100 money line, I'm going to bet Mahomes as the MVP at plus 130 because I expect the Chiefs to win, and that's a way to get a little more juice out of the bet, so to speak. Whereas, again, if I like the 49ers on the other side, bet Christian McCaffrey at plus 450 to win the MVP. Because what are the chances that CMC doesn't have a couple of touchdowns and the Niners are able to keep up with or win this game? So I'm glad you brought out that MVP market because that's a different way, assuming a little bit of a risk, to get more out of your bet by figuring who's going to be the biggest reason why this team wins. And for me, it'd be Mahomes on the Chiefs side, it'd be Christian McCaffrey on the Niners side.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there, Ty. I think that's kind of that's the right perspective. You can certainly bet your team if one of these teams is your team, and I'm going to be rooting for the Niners in the game, so that's an automatic, like, who's the MVP? Purdy certainly could surprise people. If you want to take a long shot on Debo, go ahead. I'm going to take the guy who gets the ball the most and is kind of the most efficient. I got two more questions for you. We'll get you out of here on this. The first one is, how did you do last year in the Super Bowl with your bets? Did you have the right read on the game, or did something bite you?
No, I had a good year last year. I thought it'd be a high-scoring game. I liked the Chiefs. I played daily fantasy on DraftKings, and I had a very good showdown slate that won me a tournament there against some friends that I play. So I had a good year last year. I'm hoping this year is the same. I don't think it's going to be as high-scoring. I think it's going to be lower scoring in comparison. So that, of course, makes it a little harder to find those props and more unders as opposed to overs. But last year was good, and I'm hoping to back it up this year.
Get you out of here on this one, Tyler, because we appreciate the time, and I know you're doing a lot of hits right now. ESPN Bet just launched, and you're doing a great job with ESPN and ESPN Bet. Let me ask you, when all's said and done, how do you think this is going to boil out? Give me a score, and is Purdy going to throw a game-losing interception? How is this going to go? Do you think this is a Chief dominant win? How you overall feel the game's going to go?
Yeah. 24-22, Chiefs win. So the Chiefs win and cover their money line. That goes under the total. The total's 47.5. 24-22 would be under, as that's only 46 points. I think the Chiefs have a 24-6 or 24-14 type of lead, something like that, 24-13 type of lead, whatever. And there's a late score by the Niners that gets them to 24-22. I'll have to work on the math on how I got there. And then the onside kick comes. The Chiefs recover it. Patrick Mahomes kneels it out 3 times, and they win.
All right, there we go. Tyler Fulghum, ESPN Bet. Catch him on Twitter. Catch him on ESPN Bet Live. Tyler, thanks for the time out here in Portland, man. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Good luck on your bets, and hopefully we can catch up with you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, there we go. Tyler Fulghum, ESPN Bet, joining us with some of the read and thoughts that he has on this matchup. He likes the Chiefs. He likes the under. He's not going to overthink the room here. He's going to take the obvious MVP pick. And, pretty easy Kansas City lean for him. Doesn't participate in the wacky, weird prop bets. But he certainly has a perspective that if you like the Chiefs, and obviously most of America does, even with a small spread, I think Schultz, his thought is, well, if I like the Chiefs, why not just take most of these Chief props? The Pachecos, the Kelce's, the MVP, Mahomes, Chief money line. Like you might as well just tie a lot of these into a parlay if you're so heavy on the Chiefs.
I mean, I've been playing Travis Kelce anytime touchdowns all season like they're going out of style.
ESPN.com's on that to score a touchdown. It's even money.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I was surprised to read that. I feel like that should be minus money because if they're scoring, it's hard to see very many players on that team scoring the tutty.
No, and I do love people. I've seen a lot of tweets out there being like, oh, not just Travis Kelce anytime, but first touchdown, which I think is like plus 700 or 800.
Yeah, that's when you get some value, is that first touchdown being scored.
But then people are thinking, oh, maybe Rashee Rice, who's plus 1,100, offers better value.
Yeah.
So looking at these numbers, yeah, I think Kelce anytime touchdown would be the bet that I'm going with. But you're right. I kind of want to do like not even just like a 3-way, but like a 4 or 5-way parlay of just Chiefs different props.
Shocking. Schultz, who likes to go to strip joints while he's in on a 5-way. I'm stunned to find this out.